We begin today with a statement that may feel out of place on this path, a title that speaks of letters, of names, and of a special protection granted to a select few. If the first letter of your name is A, M, or S, you are under divine protection. My first question to you is, how does this statement feel? For those whose name begins with one of these letters, perhaps there is a flicker of recognition, a feeling of hope, of being chosen. For those whose name does not, perhaps there is a sense of exclusion, of questioning, or even dismissal of the idea as mere superstition. Both reactions are born from the same place, the deep human yearning for safety, for meaning, and for a sign that we are being cared for in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable. This yearning is not a weakness. It is a fundamental part of our human software. We seek patterns, we look for order in the chaos, because our survival has historically depended on it. A statement like this offers a simple order, a clear line between the protected and the unprotected. But the Shaolin way does not trade in superstition, nor does it believe in spiritual elitism. The path to wisdom is open to all who choose to walk it. So let us not take this statement at its surface value. Let us instead treat it as a koan, a riddle meant to provoke a deeper inquiry. What if these letters are not arbitrary labels assigned to us at birth? What if they are a code? What if they represent not a predetermined destiny, but a formula for cultivating an unshakable inner state? Today, we will decode this message. We will discover that the most profound protection is not something granted to you because of your name. It is a fortress you build within yourself, stone by stone. And the letters A, M, and S are the secret architectural plans available to every one of us. To understand the code, we must first understand the nature of protection itself. What does it mean to be protected? The common view is that of a shield, an external force that stands between us and harm. We imagine a glass house in a walled garden, safe from the elements. This is a desire for safety, the absence of threats. But the world, from the Buddhist perspective, is characterized by impermanence, Wuchang. Everything changes. Storms are not a possibility. They are an inevitability. Sickness, loss, failure, and challenge are not punishments. They are fundamental conditions of existence. To build a glass house is to live in constant fear of the first stone. The Shaolin approach is different. We do not seek safety. We cultivate resilience. We do not build a glass house. We strive to become like bamboo, which can bend in a hurricane without breaking. True protection is not the absence of storms. It is the building of a ship that is so sound, so resilient, that it can navigate any sea. This protection is not external. It is an internal quality. It is the cultivation of a mind so stable, a spirit so centered, and a body so responsive that when the storms of life arrive, you have the capacity to meet them with equanimity, courage, and wisdom. This protection is not given, it is earned. It is the result of practice. Now let us look at the name. In our tradition, the name is seen as the primary anchor for the ego, the constructed self, the story we tell about who we are. We become attached to this name, this story, but the name itself is empty. Its true value lies in the qualities we choose to fill it with. Your name is not who you are. It is the vessel that carries the legacy of your actions. This brings us to the code. The letters A, M, and S are not important as letters on a birth certificate. They are archetypes. They are symbols for the three universal pillars upon which this internal fortress, this true divine protection, is built. They represent a trinity of practice that, when cultivated together, creates an unshakable being. A stands for awareness, M stands for mastery, and S stands for stillness. These three pillars are the birthright of every human being. It does not matter what name you were given. What matters is that you give these qualities to yourself. The true enemy we face is not the misfortune of the world. It is the internal state that feels constantly threatened by it. Let us call this enemy the vulnerable self. This is the aspect of our identity built on shifting sands. It is constructed from social conditioning, from the echoes of past pains, from the constant, quiet comparison to others that modern life encourages. The vulnerable self relies on external validation, on success, on the opinions of others, and on signs of specialness to feel safe. It is the part of you that desperately wants this title to be literally true, because it seeks a shortcut to security, having not yet done the work of building its own. This mind lives in a state of constant, low-grade anxiety. It fears the future, it rehearses past failures, and it rarely finds peace in the present moment. It feels unprotected because, in truth, its foundations are weak. It is a house of cards, and it senses that the slightest breeze of criticism or failure could bring it all down. To live as the vulnerable self is to be a ghost in your own life, perpetually seeking shelter from a storm that is raging inside of you. The tension of this existence is immense. It is a life of grasping, of defending, of hiding. But there is another way. The practice is to stop trying to decorate the house of cards and instead begin the foundational work of building a fortress of stone. We do this by erecting the 3 pillars. The first pillar, A, is for awareness. This is the alpha, the beginning. It is the practice of paying attention on purpose in the present moment without judgment. Its primary tool is the breath. The simple, constant act of returning your focus to the sensation of the breath is the most fundamental act of power. It is the training of the wandering monkey mind. Every time your mind drifts and you gently guide it back to the breath, you're performing one repetition of the most important exercise. This trains focus, but it also calms the nervous system, signaling to the body that it is safe. Awareness is the light you shine into the dark corners of your own reactive patterns. Without it, you cannot see the habits that keep you in a state of fear. You cannot change what you cannot see. This practice extends from the breath to the entire body, feeling your feet on the ground as you walk, feeling the warmth of a cup in your hands. It is the first and most important stone in your foundation. The second pillar, M, is for mastery. This represents the method, the diligent work, the gong fu. Awareness without action can become a passive, disconnected state. An intention without discipline is merely a dream. Mastery is the process of embodying your awareness in the physical world. It is your daily training. It is the structure that contains and directs your energy. Imagine a powerful river. Without strong banks, the water disperses, becoming a stagnant swamp. The discipline of your practice, the rhythm of your routine, are the banks of the river. They give your energy, your qi, direction and power. This is why we train the body. The relentless repetition of a physical form, a taolu, is not just for fighting. It is forging new pathways in the brain. It is teaching the mind-body connection, Shinshen Heiyi, the harmony of intention and action. It is teaching the spirit to persist through fatigue and monotony. Mastery is the commitment to show up every day, especially on the days you do not feel like it. It is the patient work of the blacksmith, hammering the raw iron of your potential into the fine steel of cultivated skill. This pillar transforms the knowing of awareness into the reality of being. The third pillar, S, is for stillness. This is the culmination, the integration of awareness and mastery. It is the spirit, the Shen, that is clarified when the body is strong and the mind is clear. The practice for this pillar is silence. It is the formal practice of sitting meditation, Chan, where you do not try to stop your thoughts, but you learn to let them pass without being disturbed, like clouds drifting across the sky. You learn to become comfortable in the vast, silent space that lies beneath the surface noise of the mind. Our world is terrified of silence. We fill every moment with noise, with distraction, with information. The vulnerable self is afraid of what it might find in the quiet. But the practitioner knows that in this stillness lies the greatest strength. It is not an emptiness. It is a fullness. It is a state of supreme alertness and potential, like a calm lake that perfectly reflects the sky. A mind that is not afraid of its own silence is a mind that cannot be frightened by the chaos of the world. This stillness is the ultimate armor. These 3 pillars are not separate. They are a braid, each one strengthening the others. Your awareness guides your training toward mastery. Your mastery of the body grounds your awareness, and the disciplined union of both gives birth to the profound power of stillness. When you dedicate your life to the cultivation of these 3 pillars, something remarkable happens. The yearning for external protection dissolves. You cease to look for signs of your specialness in the world, because you are actively forging that specialness within yourself through your own effort. The divine protection spoken of in the title is revealed to be the state of profound peace and resilience that you have built. It is the unwavering stability of a mind grounded in awareness. It is the responsive, vital power of a body conditioned by mastery. It is the unshakable calm of a spirit, centered in stillness. This is a protection that cannot be given to you, and it can never be taken away. Consider how a person with these pillars integrated would meet the world. When faced with a business failure, the vulnerable self collapses. The person of practice sees it as a lesson, their inner stillness untouched by the external event. When faced with the criticism of others, the vulnerable self is wounded. The practitioner, guided by awareness, can listen for any truth in the words without their identity being threatened. When faced with a health challenge, the vulnerate self panics. The practitioner uses the discipline of mastery to face the challenge with a calm mind and a resilient spirit. This is the true meaning of protection. So, we return to the title. Is it true? If you take it literally, then no, it is a falsehood. But if you understand the code, then it is a profound truth. You are under divine protection. If the foundation of your identity is built upon awareness, you are under divine protection. If you walk the middle path of mastery, you are under divine protection if you can access the unshakable core of stillness. The promise is not exclusive. It is a universal invitation. It does not matter if your name is Alex, Michael, Sarah, or if it is Chen, Priya, or Javier. Your name is not your destiny. Your practice is your destiny. The letters you were assigned at birth are irrelevant. The qualities you choose to cultivate every single day are everything. The path to an unshakable life is not found in the chance arrangement of letters in your name. It is found in the deliberate arrangement of your daily practice. This is the only protection that is real, and it radiates not only inward, but outward, creating a field of stability that benefits all those you encounter. The journey of a practitioner is the journey of building this inner sanctuary, this personal temple, founded on universal principles. This is the work of a lifetime, and it is the most worthy work we can do. To anchor your commitment to building these three pillars within yourself, regardless of your name, press the like button. And to continue walking this path of self-cultivation with us, subscribe to the Shaolin path. Until next time, be the architect of your own fortress.